Hello, my name is Dmitry. This is Pasyans Show channel, one of the 4 channels that are currently presenting all the games from the 2020 Solitaire print and play contest, which is going on BGG. Other 3 great channels of Matt, Chrissy and Veselkor are presented in the description to my video. Please check them out. Every week we present you new games from this wonderful contest, and all the games so far were great, and I hope you will like this one as well, because this one is called Get to the Choppa. Well, regardless of how hard I try, I will never say it the same as Arnold Schwarzenegger does, right? Because this is kind of important, because this is a solo game done by Sean Young from Skeleton Games, and he definitely wants to emphasize that the name of this game should be pronounced the same as Arnold does in his action movies, because this is not just a game of survival in the jungle. This is the game about the action movies about jungle survival, and it makes great difference, because simple jungle survival is horrible and difficult, but action movies are fun and strange somehow, right? Because this is the only place where you can find aliens, Nazis, zombies, dinosaurs, wild animals, I don't know, a lot of strange things, and straight away I can say that this game is quite fun because the level of humor in this game is fantastic. I hope you will feel it through my playthrough, which I invite you to watch right now. So let's get to the game. First of all, what you need for the game: this is the sheet of paper, which is the status sheet. This is the zone sheets. There are 8 of them, and you print them out. And also the rules. That's almost everything except for this. You need some cubes, some markers. And now let's get to the story. Your squad of Spec Ops soldiers has been sent on a top secret mission to a remote part of South America. Before you can reach your landing zone, your chopper crashes many kilometers away from your destination. Salvaging what you can from the wreckage, armed with a GPS uplink, your wits and weapons, you must fight your way through an unknown and hostile jungle. Your only possibility for survival is get to the chopper. How do we get there, and what do we do? First of all, we need to shuffle those 8 location cards, and you randomly pick out of those 8. You randomly pick 4. Okay, let's pick this one, and let's pick this one. Okay, we have 4 zone cards. You flip the top one, and this is going to be your way to the chopper, because here you start and you end on the 4th zone card. You will find the checkpoint, and if you reach to the checkpoint with a certain amount of active and alive soldiers, people, then you will win the game. You can win the game with different level of success, and it is stated in the rules. So if you come to the chopper with only 1 to 3 survivors, it is a Pyrrhic victory, and if it is plus 13 survivors, this is outstanding victory. So it means that the more people you bring to the chopper, the better. And your initial squad is 12 ready team members. Your team members are represented by the some cubes. I have a lot of them, but unfortunately I don't have them in the same color. So let's assume that we will use those orange cubes as the squad members, and as I said, we need to have 12. I have 10 of orange, and let's add 2 brown cubes. So this is our initial active squad. And what we also need to do in the beginning of the game is we must roll 1d6. You will need to have at least 9 d6 cubes. I have those with this skull representing 1 pip, but this is good for the game because usually in this game 1 is bad, so I think this is quite thematic. So you take 1 cube in the beginning of the game, you roll it, then you subtract 3 from this result, and this is how many soldiers are wounded. In this case we have 1 wounded soldier, and we move this wounded soldier to the wounded place on our squad status sheet. Okay, what we also need to do is we need to place our starting pawn on the start position of our zone card. This is where we start our journey through the jungle, and as soon as we get to checkpoint, we will get rid of this zone card and open the next one, and as soon as we go to the final one, we finish the game. But at the beginning we start with on the start position, and this is kind of zone cards which represent the wild animals being found here. So we will not find any zombies, Nazis and so on. This is just wildlife here, but it is quite a tough one. It is called Los Animales Salvajes. I'm sorry for my Spanish, I don't speak Spanish at all, but I will try to read this as good as I can. Well, this is our dice, this is our zone, and this is our status sheet where we will place our active squad, wounded squad. Here we place our supplies. And we start with 6 supplies. Let's represent them with the gray cubes. Our supplies. And 6 ammo. This is our ammo, which will help us to fight enemies. Now let's get to the turn sequence. It is represented here, very convenient for the players. We will roll 9 dice, then we will do salvage, then we will march, then we will do the enemy contact, we will do stealth or combat, and then we will check the checkpoint if we reach the checkpoint. And if we don't reach checkpoint, then we start the next turn. That's quite simple. So the first step is we roll 9 dice. Here are our 9 dice. We roll them, and now all the ones that we have, in my case this is all the skulls that we roll, should be immediately placed to the enemy contact space or box. We actually can distribute all the dice to the corresponding boxes, and I will tell you what it works. All my boxes are filled, and it is quite convenient to explain. So enemy contact means that we will definitely meet some enemy in this turn. This salvage will help us to find something useful for us. It can be supplies, ammo, new active soldiers. Sometimes it can be bad, we can get injured and so on, but this is a possibility to get something useful. March, this is very important space. This is the only box which helps us to move to our destination point. Stealth and engage. These are ways of interaction with enemies. So we can either fight them or we can try to avoid them. And command is a kind of wild die. It can work as an any die. You can use it as a wild die for any box. And this can also be used to re-roll dice when you do the salvage, combat, or check for injuries and so on. When you roll dice, you have the possibility to re-roll them twice. Any amount of dice except for the enemy contact. If you have enemy contact, it means that that's it. You cannot re-roll them. Since we know that we will fight enemies in this round, we must pay attention to our engage or stealth boxes, because we will either have to fight them or avoid them. So what I think of is that I will try to get as much engage as I can. So I will probably re-roll this stealth or salvage, but actually stealth, maybe there is no need to reroll them, because it says here that any unused stealth dice can be used and can be transferred to engage. So it will also help us to fight enemies. I will reroll the salvage die, maybe. Yeah, let's reroll one of them. Oh, this was 5, right? Okay, 3 fights I think should be enough. Only 1 march, that's the only thing that bothers me. Let's try to reroll those 2 as well. Wow, that's bad, that's bad. Okay. Now, what happens now? We go to the salvage, which we will not do right now because we don't have any dice here. But if I had any dice here, I would take and roll this die, and according to the table which is on the zone sheet, I will, according to the number that is shown on this die, you will be either poisoned or find supplies or have no effect, or find an ammo, or find another supply, or find another active player. But we don't have any salvage right now. We are moving to our march action. When we march, we just move 1 space ahead towards the checkpoint according to the number of dice which is placed on the march box. Here we have placed only 1 die. In this case, we move only 1 space ahead to the checkpoint. Another rule says that on your way you can spend 1 supply to cure one of your wounded characters, right? So we move our wounded guy to the active guy. So on our way to the checkpoint, we managed to cure our soldier. Next thing is enemy contact. We have 3 dice here. We take 1 of those dice. Doesn't matter how many dice we have here. We roll only 1. And this roll determines which exactly enemy we are going to face. And those enemies are listed here in the enemy contact on the zone card. And here we have a tiger. And this is a funny game. I like this a lot. For example, it says a tiger in South America. yeah, because this is an action movie. What do you expect? So we can place this die just not to forget which type of animal we have. And what it says here, it says A4 and FP8. What does this mean? A means alertness. Alertness is if we wanted to have this stealth action, and if we wanted to avoid this enemy, we would have to collect 4 dice here on the stealth box to avoid this enemy. But since we decided to fight it, this A4 doesn't matter for us. We look at the FP8. FP8 is the firepower, and this is actually what's the strength of the animal. We can take 1 marker and mark the enemy firepower, right, to the 8. And also every die which is added here, every next die adds 1 firepower to the power of our enemy. So we have not 8 but 10 enemy firepower. That's it for the enemy contact. Then we go to stealth or combat. We are not going to stealth, so we move this cube here and we're going to combat this enemy. And what we need to do, we need to roll all the dice which are placed here in the engage box and roll it, then check this table here. If we roll 1, it has no effect. If we roll 2, it is 1 hit. If we roll 3, 1 hit, 4, 2 hits, 5, 2 hits, 6, 3 hits. We have 10 strength of the enemy. If we roll on our dice 10 hits, then we kill it. So I would expect from my roll a 6, a 6, a 6, and a 2, for example. I think you don't believe that I can make such a roll. Any command die can be added to this roll. This is already much better. And also what you can do, you can add any amount of ammo cubes here. spend your ammo cubes, better to say. For example, I can spend 2 ammo cubes to get 2 more dice to my roll. Okay, so and now we roll. This is the combat itself. We roll our dice and we check the results. The problem in my case is that I'm on the dense space. There are 3 types of spaces here. They are dense, open, and neutral. When you are in the dense space, it means that you are in a location where you and your enemies have a lot of places to hide. So it means that all combat and injury rolls and also alertness are -1 on their respective cards. So it means that our tiger would have alertness of 3, not 4. So maybe if I were more clever than I am now, I would have to choose the stealth one to better avoid him. But I decided to combat, and in this case all my rolls will get -1. It means this one will not get lower, this 2 will get to 1. This 3 will become 2, this 4 will become 3, and this will become 2, and this will become 5. And I'm afraid this will not be enough for me to kill this enemy. How many do I have? A 2, a 2, a 3, and a 5. 1, 2, 3 hits and 2 hits. 5 hits total. That's dreadful. 5 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 firepower remaining on my enemy, and what I do now is I take 5 dice and roll them, and this roll represents my injuries. In normal situation, since I'm in a dense zone, I would also subtract -1 from every die here and will get less injuries. But the special rules on this Los Animales Salvajes, special rules say that be aware that all of the enemy contacts in this zone do not suffer the -1 for injury rolls against your squad in dense spaces here. You are in their home now, okay? So it means that yes, we are facing local animals, wild animals, cruel animals, and they don't care how good we can hide or not. It means that we should check the injury table here. Those ones luckily don't have any effect. That's good. This 3, which means that one of our active members is wounded, so we transfer him to the wounded box. This 4 means that one of our wounded is killed, so we just move this guy out of the way. And I think I'm doing this a little bit wrong. Let's make it back, because what I need to do is when you check injuries, you should check it starting from the highest to the lowest. So let's start from the number 5. 5 means wounded, killed. But if we don't have any wounded, we move one of the active to wounded. Then we check 4. 4 means one of the wounded killed. Now we move him to the... So it didn't change anything, but let's act according to the rules, okay? Number 3, active wounded. We move another one to wounded. And that's it, because 1 and 1 has no effect. So the outcome of this collision is that we have lost one of our soldiers and one of our other soldiers is wounded. After that, never mind how many firepower is left on our enemy, this enemy is defeated. So we just passed him. It works for any enemy except for the bosses, because here, for example, we have a long python which is a boss, and this boss has a second round. So, and in the second round, the only thing which we can use against him is our ammo. No cubes. Okay, that's it. That's it for the first round. We go for the second one, and what we do is we roll 9 dice. Here are 9 dice. We roll them. Oof, I have bad rolls today. 3 enemy contact dice, but we have a lot of movement. A lot of movement. Do we need so many? There is 1 stealth and 1 salvage. Okay, we can look where we go. For movement will be 1, 2, 3, 4. We will be here. Maybe we don't need to go that far. Since we have an enemy, I would rather have either stealth or salvage. Let's reroll this. This is 5, 2 and 3. No, let's reroll all of this, because I need either engage or stealth, because I need to face those guys. Another enemy die. That's horrible. Okay, but I have a lot of engage and command. Alright. Next we go to salvage, and we don't have any die here. Then we march, and we don't march. We stay in our dance position, and then enemy contact. We roll our enemy to see who this is now. This is a huge carnivore plant. Funny, isn't it? Okay, we have an alertness 2 and firepower of 8. Oh, that's another strong one. So, firepower of 8, and we add 3 more. 1, 2, 3. So this is 11, the strength of this guy. And we have a lot of dice to use as combat. And I'm thinking now, if I will add any ammo. I think I will. I will spend another 2 ammo to roll 2 more dice for the combat. Come on. Jesus, this is another bad roll. Since we're in a dance position, we modify it to 1 here, 2, 3 and 5. No, I think I have to be more clever and try to escape them. Use stealth dice. Whew, this is only 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh man, this is 7 dice which I have to roll against myself. Okay, good. This is a miss. Looks like more or less good roll this time. So, injuries. Active wounded. Active wounded. Active wounded. Active wounded, active. I have so many wounded soldiers here, but that's it. We're still alive, we still survive. Let's move forward. Let's roll our 9 dice. I need good rolls. Yeah, this is no, come on, again, a lot of animals, a lot of enemies. Wow, 4 enemies, come on. Yeah, I think I will try to stealth. March, maybe this is good. Okay, the -1 modifier for the alertness is working here. So what I do, salvage none, march yes 1, we march 1. Okay, I'm not in the dance position anymore. Enemy contact. Okay, and this is number 5. This is an automobile-sized spider with alertness of 4 and firepower of 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is 9. This is our spider, and we are going to use the stealth to avoid him. His alertness is 4, and we have 4 dice, right? Because we have 1 die here and 3 command. I think it works here. So we have escaped this spider, but when you escape an enemy, you must move 1 space back. This game is getting really slow. It's getting really slow. I'm not moving, I'm not curing my guys. I'm a bad Schwarzenegger. Why do I roll so many animals? That's really annoying. Engage 2 salvage, 1 command, 1 march. Well, let's try to do it as it is now. I don't want to reroll anything. So we salvage. We roll 2 dice here. And what do we get? This is number 5. You find medical plant plus 1 supplies. For every cube means that we have plus 2 supplies here. Then we do march. We move 1 space ahead. When we march, we can spend to get our wounded back to active situation. So we spend, for example, 3 supplies to move back 3 of our soldiers, to cure 3 of our soldiers. Okay, then we do the enemy contact. Let's see who is awaiting us. It's another automobile-sized spider, so we escaped him last time. It means that he came back for us. Now he has firepower of 6 plus 2 here, it means 8, and now we need somehow to roll 8 here. We will add 2 more ammo, to add 2 more dice. Please give me a good roll. That seems to be a nice one, although we must no, here we are not in the dense space, so we don't modify anything. We have 3, 5, 5 and 6. I think this is a good roll. Let's count. 3 is 1, 5 is 2 and 6 is 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. We have killed this big automobile-sized spider, and we move forward and we cured 3 our guys. I think this was a good round. We have our 9 dice. Roll them. Whew. Come on. So many contacts. 3 movement. 1 stealth. 1 command. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I can move even further, but will not be able to escape anybody. Oh no, I think let's try. My plan. What is my plan now? What I'm planning to do? If I could roll another march and get here to this neutral space, 1, 2, 3, 4, then I will try to escape my enemy and come back 1 space. It doesn't matter. Although it is even better if I would stay at dance, because the alertness goes -1. 1, 2, 3. Then this is enough for march. And maybe, depending on the enemy that I will face, I could avoid him. Let's risk it. Let's try. Have a risk here. Okay, we start with the salvage. Let's roll this die and see what's going on. You find edible tropical fruit plus 1 supply. Good. That's good. Then we march. We march for 1, 2, 3 spaces, and we also can spend 2 supplies to cure 2 of our soldiers. Then we do the enemy contact. We roll 1 die, and this is number 2. This is Jaguar. Perfect, because he has a firepower with 4 plus 2 is 6, but he has alertness 2, And since we are in a dance, this is alertness 1. It means that we have only one die, and this command die doesn't even we don't even need him to help us. It means that we managed to avoid this creature. Right now we moved a little bit forward. We have cured some of our guys. Another thing which I haven't told you about yet is that these supplies are needed at the checkpoint. We need at least half of the quantity of supplies, half of the quantity of active members, so many supplies. So for example, if we have 10 active members, we need 5 supplies. And this is needed for recovery. If we are short for supply, then we will have to roll dice and our guys will be wounded, killed, and so on. So we will have to get to checkpoint with enough amount of supplies. But let's get to next turn. This time we have only one die in the enemy contact, and I'm even afraid of rolling more because this is for the first time that I have only one die here. We have 2 stealth, a lot of engage, and only 1 salvage. Well, we could add more here, but we do not march, which is kind of bad. But yeah, let's do it. I will move this die here and roll those 2 as salvage. 1 is bad. 1 is poisonous snake bite, roll for injury. 4 is good, you have +1 ammo. 1 ammo is perfect. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my another command die to reroll this one. Come on. Anyways, this is an injury. I mean, I have to roll for injuries. Let's roll 1 die and look what I have again. But this is no effect. Good. This is no effect, no injuries. Now we'll roll for the enemy. Who is here? A swarm of vampire bats, alertness of 2 and firepower of 6. And since we have 2 dice here in the stealth box, it means that we can easily avoid him because we are actually on the dance position. It means that, yeah, we have avoided this swarm of vampire bats. Well, this was an okay round because we had 1 ammo. Yeah, getting used to those quantity of animals here. Good amount of march, salvage, stealth, and engage. I think I'm satisfied with the roll. Let's go for salvage. Come on. 3 is no effect, and this is an injury, and this is bad salvage. Okay, 6 is a lot of injury. This is active, killed right away. Boom. -1 soldier. All right, then we march. So these are 2 dice, and we want to marching. Then we roll for the enemy, and this is a 30 feet long python, a boss with alertness of 3 and firepower of 8. +1 here means 9. Oh, this is bad. But we are on dance space, and his alertness is 3. -1 is 2. -1 is 2. It means that we can avoid him. Phew. Good. We have avoided this long python. All right. Yeah, not very good round. Let's go for the next one. All right, we have 1 enemy. We have a lot of movement. We have 2 salvage. We have 2 combat and 1 command. All right, I like it. Let's move for salvage. Phew, come on, what's going on? We have +1 active for this 6. This is good. This is good. +1 active. Yeah, what is? Terrified lost local finds you. So one of the locals has joined our team on our movement to the Choppa. But this is a poisonous snake bite. Roll for injury. Let's roll for injury. And this is wounded killed. Okay. Yeah, we lost one of the soldiers again. Now we move. We have 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we all are in the open space. And here, where squad is out in the open and has no place to hide, nor does your enemy. All combat and injury rolls and alertness are +1. Okay, and now we roll for the enemy. Our enemy is an automobile-sized spider on this open space who has alertness of 4, +1 is 5, and firepower of 6. But what is good is that our rolls will be +1 for combat. It means that after we roll, we add 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. And it means that we have 1 hit +2 hits +3 hits. It's 6 hits, which is quite enough to kill this big spider. Good? Good. Although we didn't gain anything from this round. Alright, another enemy. 2 salvage, 1 move, 2 command, 2 combat, 1 stealth. Yeah, seems pretty good. Let's roll for salvage. It is 4 and 5. 4 is you find ammo, and 5 is 1 supply. Good. This is good. Now we march 1 space ahead. Roll for the enemy, and this is a tiger. Has alertness of 5 because we are in open space, and firepower of 8. Okay, and we have a lot of dice to roll against because we can move stealth to engage and also add command. I think we will easily beat this guy because we are in open space. We have +1 here, +1 here, double 6s, and 1 5. This is already 6, 7, 8, and this is enough. All right, so we killed him. Let's go to the next round. We need some supplies before we get to checkpoint. Oh, this is a good roll. 1 enemy, that's what we are getting used to. We have a lot of command rolls, and we have engage and stealth. Good, I like this. I like this. I think I will move 1 march here because we need to move. Let's roll for salvage. 2, 3, and 3. Perfect. 2 is a supply. No, not perfect because those 3s are no effect. What I'm thinking about is I will use one of those command dice to reroll one of the salvage dice. That's 5 +1 supply. Perfect. Yeah, I think I'm good here. I think I'm good here. Now let's march. We are going forward 1 space. Okay, let's check what's the enemy. Reroll him. Okay, this is number 3. 3 is a huge carnivorous plant. Alertness 2, firepower 8. And what I'm thinking about is that I will move this command to stealth to... by the way, alert is 2, but we are on dense space, so alert is only 1. So I think we just avoid him. That's it. It was a nice round. Let's go for the next one. All right, 3 enemies, but 3 salvage, 1 engage, 1 stealth, 1 command. I think I will try to get more march or stealth. Oh, by the way, what I'm doing wrong here, and I'm sorry for that. All the time when you are avoiding enemies, you must go back 1 space. Oh, I forget about that. Sorry, I should have done that before. I remember that I've avoided a lot of enemies here and I didn't do that. Sorry. So, anyways, I will have to avoid this guy because he is going to be strong. I will not be able to fight him. So I will re-roll this salvage and engage, I guess. This is my second re-roll. Oh, that's good. That's 2 stealth, 2 march. I like it. I like it. Okay. Now we don't have any salvage. We have 2 march. 1, 2. All right. Then we have enemy contact. And this is number 5, which is on automobile-sized spider with alertness of 4 and firepower of 6. 6, 7, 8. And alertness of 4 means that we can do it like this and avoid him. But since we avoided him, we must go back. Now I remember that. That was 2 spaces forward, 1 back. Well, pretty well. Okay, 1 enemy, a lot of stealth, couple of salvages, 1 command and 1 engage. No marches, which is bad, so I think I will re-roll these 4. Oof. A lot of engage, 1 more command. Let's re-roll for the 3rd time. I want to march. Thank you. This is march, this is command, this is salvage. It's pretty good. Starting with the salvage die, and this is nothing, right? No, this is an injury. So we'll spend 1 command to re-roll this die. No. Please. Thank you. Number 4, you find a rusted out ammo box. Alright. +1 ammo. Now that's better. Okay. Marching. Moving forward. 1 space. 2 spaces. Okay. Because I'm going to avoid this enemy, and this is going to be another spider with alertness of 4 and firepower of 6, and I am not going to avoid him. All right, so he has a firepower of 6. I can move this stealth die here, so I can roll 3 dice. I can also add some ammo. And I think I will definitely do this. I will add at least 1 die. Okay, roll 4 of them. Is this a good roll? Let's see. We have 2, 2, and 2. Okay, 6. Whew, that's quite enough. That's actually enough to kill him. Good, very good. Managed to kill his guy, and I have only 1 space left to get to the checkpoint of this zone card. Okay, rolling. Enemy. Supplies. I mean salvage, right? March. We need only 1. And stealth. We have 10 guys. For 10 guys we will need 5 supplies. So We need only one march, so we can reroll this one. Okay, we will need more supplies for the future. Avoiding enemies is also good. Let's reroll these 3 dice. 6, 2, and 3. No, let's reroll those 2. 2 4s. Come on, we are definitely afraid of somebody. Okay, what we do is salvage. And this is number 4, which is +1 ammo. Couldn't be better. Then we march, we get to the checkpoint. We continue this round because we need to find out who is awaiting us at the checkpoint. That's why we roll for the enemy. And this is number 3, a huge carnivore plant with alertness of 2, firepower of 8. So he's at 8 and he has alertness of 2, and we definitely escape him. And what is good about the checkpoint is that when you avoid enemies at checkpoint, you don't need to go back. Now what we do at the checkpoint, we read here, it says checkpoint is a forgotten mud hut. Gain +2 supplies. Good, we gain +2 supplies. Now what we need to do, if we had any injured soldiers, we would have to roll die for every wounded soldier and check for recovery. For example, if we roll 5 or 6, we would recover him. 3 and 4, no change. 2 dies of wounds. 1 is a doe, use 1 supply trying to save. Okay, but we don't have any wounded. Another thing what we need to do is as I have told before, we have 10 members, so we need to spend 5 supplies to feed them actually. Okay, and that's it. We need to move to the next location. And what we have here we have Rio de Tristeza Constante. It says, it is rumored that a private mega corporation used this area for genetic testing and the cloning of dinosaurs. Alright, and we are going to face dinosaurs here, but I think I will stop here because not to make my video too long. As you see, this game can get a little bit slow depending on your rolls. What I wanted to show you here is that you start here and then you can choose 2 paths to the checkpoint. You can come back, by the way, but anyways, you choose either a more long, but here we have a lot of dense spaces where we are more safe, and here we have a lot of open space. So this is more dangerous path, although a little bit shorter, and this is a longer path, but a little bit safer. It says here longer route but much better cover, faster route but out in the open you'll be dinosaur show for sure. And that's it. This is the game. You move forward. Once you get to this checkpoint, you turn your game to the next one, and here we have cannibals. Then you pass your cannibals and then you go to see drug lords. And here, as soon as you get to this checkpoint, you win the game. And as I said before, you checked how many survivors you have. It will determine how good you are at your victory. If you have wounded and all of your men died, yeah, you just lose. But this is the game, this is how it works. I must say that what I like about this game is this level of humor. It's quite entertaining, very tense, a lot of dice throwing, a lot of thinking how to act. Next, you have to watch for the spaces you're in. What I dislike a little bit about this game is the length of the game, because now my video is about 1 hour long. Okay, maybe I have played it a little bit slow, maybe I have had a lot of explanations what I'm doing. When you get to the rhythm, it gets a little bit faster. But anyways, what I find a little bit disappointing in this game is that sometimes it gets a little bit too long for such a simple process. All the rest is pure fun. I guess you will like it. This is not the final version of the game, as far as I understand. Maybe the designer will make some changes to the game, but so far this is very solid, very fun, very nicely done game. I like it a lot, and I encourage you to check this out also, and go check out the other videos from this week from Matt, Chrissy and Veselko. And here I have to say you goodbye. Thank you very much for watching. This was Dmitry and Pasyans Show channel. Play board games, this is fun. Have a nice day, bye bye.